Good morning, and welcome to worship at Rivers of Grace United Church on this third Sunday of the season of creation.
Worship!
I'm Alex Constable. This is my enthusiastic partner, Sharon Constable.
Hello, everyone.
We're coming to you from our cozy dining room in Digby in Nova Scotia, and we welcome you to this space with us. We've lit a candle to symbolize the presence of Christ, who is our light all of the time. We'd like to start this worship off with a short song from the hymn book More Voices. This is called Like a Rock.
It is number 92.
1, 2, 3.
Like a rock, God is under our feet. Like the starry night sky, God is over our head. Like the sun on the horizon, God is everywhere. Like the river runs to ocean, our home is in God evermore.
Now we have more than songs. Of course, as usual, we have stories. Before we launch into today's story, though, let's have a short prayer together. God, our Creator, friend, and guide, we are gathered together in your name and in your joyful presence. This morning is your morning, a time for peace, a time for reclaiming hope, a celebration of your love that makes the world go round. Holy God, Creator, friend, and guide, we thank you for this time together. Amen.
Amen.
Now we turn once again to the continuing story of Moses and the Hebrew people and their flight out of Egypt and slavery and into a new life in the Promised Land. On their way, they encounter many crises of faith, you could say. The one we're talking about today is they're encamped in a place that has no water, and they start to panic. They're convinced they're going to die of thirst out there in the wilderness. All they can see around them is rocks, and rocks are great for a lot of things, but terrible for drinking. What are they to do? So they turn to their leader, Moses, who doesn't know what to do as usual and has to turn to God for guidance. And this is where things start to go right for Moses and the people when they turn to God. God notices Moses has his staff with him, the very same one that God asked him to strike the waters of the Red Sea so that they would part and the children of Israel could get out of slavery into the new land. So with that same staff, God commands Moses to strike this rock that's in front of him. And when he does that, the same thing happens to the rock. The rock splits in two. And out of the rock gushes all this water. And the problems of the children of Israel are solved for now. And they can live to journey another day. So you're familiar with the idea of aquifers, that underneath the rock on which everyone lives and exists, there's a lot of underground water. And so in this story, Moses taps into that. So it's like the water was there all along, but they needed to turn to God to have faith, to see it, to know where it was. And God is kind of like that throughout our lives. God is hidden. God's a mystery. But if we look with the eyes of faith, God is revealed in what's all around us, in the beauty of nature, in our relationships, even in our pets, in the joy they give us. So God is like that water, hidden in plain sight. And every one of us is thirsty. People all over the world are thirsty for many things that we need to live. And not just in a physical way, but in a spiritual way. So the things like connection between people, acceptance and forgiveness, living in joy and hope, in trust and compassion, Those are all the living waters for which we thirst. And when we take the time to share ourselves, to share the gifts that God's given us with others, our time and talent, our willingness to connect and accept people, it is then that God's living water pours out to people from within us, giving the world hope, peace, joy, and love. Thanks be to God for these great gifts. Amen.
Beautiful imagery.
Now, in continuance with that imagery, we have another song for you. It's called Water Flowing from the Mountains.
And special guest soloist will be Chance, our Australian Shepherd. As you can see, Alex has his flute out, and Chance will be ready to chime in.
Okay, count us in, honey.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Water flowing from the earth. Water comes to us so precious. Living water gives us birth. Drink deep, the source of life. Drink deep and know. For living water sings, and living water brings a love that makes us beautiful. Water crashing through the river, water crashing to the sea. Water comes to us so precious, living water brings us free. Drink deep, the source of life. Drink deep and know, for living water sings, and living water brings the love that makes us beautiful. Water springing from the dry place, water springing in the sun. Water comes to us so precious, living water for each one. Drink deep, the source of life. Drink deep and know, the living water sings, and living water brings the love that makes us beautiful.
He was really into it today.
Weren't we all?
Yes.
May God be the rock you travel upon. May Christ be the water bringing you new life. May the Spirit flow through you, bringing God's love to others. Amen.
Amen.
God be with you.